What's good, show trying to hit the most woke, no joking. I'm back at again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. I've lost almost 100% of respect for Mel Kiper. I really just have no respect for this man, Mel Kiper, at all. The guy's smart. The guy obviously knows his football. But this man's mock drafts are always the most hot take, ridiculous, just trying to drum up conversation and bring more attention to him. I haven't seen this kind of disregard for even doing any kind of research or making any kind of attempt at being smart for how well connected you are since Skip Bayless every single day. The thing is, Skip Bayless at least does it for entertainment with his whole LeBron James is trash. Ray Allen saved LeBron James' career. Sean Lee could have stopped Hitler. If only Tony Romo had Sean Lee all the time, then the Cowboys would have gotten 8 straight Super Bowls. Even back before Sean Lee was even there, if he was just on the sidelines, Sean Lee would have done something. That's all for entertainment. But this man, Mel Kiper, really has no idea. Let's go on a PIP right now, man. Look at this. So Mel Kiper had I think it was yesterday. He had or 2 days ago, he had a Mel Kiper's 2018 Grade A 3-round mock draft on ESPN.com. It's behind the insider paywall, which means it's premium paid content. So you have to have insider to get to it. This is what he himself personally believes are what these teams need to do with their first 4 picks. It's supposed to be the first 3 rounds, but really he does it for every team's first 4 picks. He says that it's for what he thinks, and it's for A grades, and it is not easy to get an A grade from Mel Kiper. Bring it back up. Look, I'm gonna get this image right here. This is, I don't have insider, but when you got a dude on the inside, pause, who has information, he showed this online. This is what Mel Kiper has for his our first 3-round mock. First round is an easy softball. We need a safety. Justin Reed is a good pick for us. I have the last 2 blurred out because I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a 3-day series of Mel Kiper ain't shit. So this is the first edition. So I'm gonna talk about our round 2 pick he has for us. Tyquan Lewis, edge rusher out of Ohio State. This man, Mel Kiper. Everyone knows this is not a good draft for defensive end, for edge rushers. Now, of course, we have a need for an edge rusher at Carolina, but next year's draft is much deeper, so there's really no need for us to go and get an edge rusher. We have Pep, Poe, and we have, oh my God, bro, we got Kate. Bro, I'm just telling you right now, man, there's just really no reason for us to get an edge rusher this year with just how there's not much talent this year except for the top 2 picks. And next year, with Baby Bosa coming up, there's a lot of depth at DE next year. So it makes no sense to go for one this year. And then with Pep leaving next year, we're going to need a defensive end next year anyway. And we have much bigger needs on the defensive side and on the offensive side of the ball than we do for going for a defensive end. But especially with Tyquan Lewis, we're going back down to PIP, man. Let's go back down and look at Tyquan Lewis's his combine performances. Now all we have here is his vert and his broad. I would have loved to see what his combine. I would love that if he would have done the bench at combine. I don't care. Before you in the comments talking about his pro day, I do not care about pro day stats. Performing in the combine and performing at your pro day are 2 very different things. But let's look at his measurables. He's 6'3", 269. He's a big boy. This is a big guy. Basically, I remember hearing about him like a few years ago. Wasn't it when Ohio State won the national championship game? This was back when I was in school. But this man did. I mean, he put in some numbers. He can give you some numbers, but I don't remember hearing much about him in the last few years. Basically, he did some good stuff. I don't want to get into it too much. He got all Big Ten honors his junior year, and he had what did he have? 14 tackles. No, he had 54 tackles, 14 for a loss, and a team high 8 sacks. That was his sophomore year. 8 sacks in the season is pretty damn good. Let's look at his strengths though. So he plays with adequate upfield charge as a rusher, able to gain good ground up off the rush arc of his first 2 steps. His knee bend helps. He has enough size to reduce inside rush as a D tackle on passing downs. It's also very important to note this man played D tackle for 3 of his years. as a at OSU, and his best year at OSU was his junior year, and that was the only year he played defensive end. Well, he switched up. He switched up between DT and edge rusher in his other years, but his junior year he actually played primarily at the edge. But the biggest thing for me is that he has weaknesses. He's an average athlete at the position. That should be silent right now. But he's an average athlete. He plays with too much wasted motion, which as a D end especially, but on the D line or anywhere on the line, you want to be able to use your motion and your energy efficiently. So it's a long, grueling game. You don't want to be, unless you're just a situational guy or a plug and play guy at certain times, then you want to be using your energy efficiently. You don't want to be wasting any energy when you're on the line, especially on the D line, especially for a defense that requires a lot out of their front seven like Carolina does. And we've always been a front seven centric type of defense. But it says that he can get knocked off balance by angle blocks and may struggle against powerful tackles. He lost playing time and production to a teammate. Doesn't show increased acceleration on his first two steps. Doesn't string rush moves together consistently. And from his combine page from NFL.com, it says he's projected to go in rounds 5 through 6. So why does Mel Kiper have him going for us in the second round? Now I understand we have a need for a defensive end, for an edge rusher. But if you have, but we have other needs too. And if you have a need for a washer machine and bread, and you're at Sears, why would you be at Sears looking for bread? If you're at Sears, you're going there for a washing machine and not for bread. So you might need it. You might need some bread, but you're not at Sears for the bread. So why are we looking for a defensive end in the second round that's projected to go in the 5th to 6th? Like, I just don't understand it. It says the bottom line is he's become less productive and seemingly less effective as Ohio State added depth. So it's kind of like he got numbers, but it was only really a product of him not just being the best guy there at the time, and he didn't get better as time went on. They just found guys to replace him. Really, let's look at his stats though. He put up pretty good stats. I'm not gonna lie, he put up pretty good stats there at OSU, and that's in the Big Ten. So let's not take anything away from there. Sophomore, he has 2 sophomore years, but I'm pretty sure he played as a true freshman. Let's ignore his first year there. 2015, this man had a total of 54 tackles, 14 for a loss, 8 sacks, went over that, and he had a pass defended. As a junior, he played defensive end, and let's look at it right here. I'll make sure I get this right. Look at this. He played freshman year D-line, DE, then D-line. So he played primarily DE as a junior. Okay, so his junior year, he had 29 total tackles, 10.5 for a loss, and 8 sacks. That's pretty damn good. I'm not going to front on you. 2 passes defended and 3 forced fumbles. That's great. That's great. Then his senior year, he had 20 total tackles, 9.5 for a loss, 7 sacks, 2 passes defended, and 2 more fumbles forced. Those are good numbers, but they went down. His numbers went down steadily. Look. Sophomore year 54, junior year 29, senior year 20. And his tackles for a loss, 14, 10.5, 9.5, 8, and 7 for sacks. 7 sacks is still good. It's still really good. But he really only went down as time went on. And you want to see progression. You want to see growth. You want to see a guy who's working harder and harder, getting better and better, leading up to the NFL. And these numbers are really good. But we have need at the O-line. We have so many different needs that it really doesn't make sense for us to pick up this guy this early right here. So I got to just ask myself, or just really ask Mel Kiper, what are you on? Who'd you buy it from? And what the price is going down, bro. I hope no one's buying. I hope you guys aren't spending your money on this ESPN Insider for this kind of content. I mean, honestly, if you're using Insider, I hope it's getting an advantage in the March Madness. That's already over with. But that's the only reason I see for anyone getting ESPN Insider is for March Madness. Because Mel Kiper, this dude Mel Kiper, he just tries his hardest. He tries his hardest to troll, to give these terrible, terrible takes that I'm not even sure he even believes. This is an A grade. Tyquan Lewis is an A grade. Even the position itself at the second round for us doesn't make sense. Like I said, it's not about Tyquan Lewis. It's about what we need right now. And I don't think anyone, there's no one in their right mind who really believes that defensive end is our second biggest weakness. Our D-line is straight. Our D-line is really, really good right now. We don't need an edge rusher in a weak draft class for D ends when next year is going to be loaded. Next year is going to be loaded. So why would we make this move to jump? Not even jump to Tyquan Lewis. I can name 5 players I want higher than him. And if you want me to name them, look at my Carolina Panthers playlist. There's a lot of draft board videos. There's more than 5 names there. There's more than 5 names there. I don't like this. Mel Kiper, you're on something. And the next two, the wildest thing is, it only gets worse. Mel Kiper's list only gets worse from here. So watch out for that video tomorrow for his third pick for us. And after that, I have the 4th pick. The list only gets worse. He does not get better. There's not one smart pick on this list, bro. But what do y'all think about this pick? Mel Kiper in general. Let me know in the comments below. You already know to do that like button. I got a button right here for subscribe. Button right here for you to watch more videos. Namaste. Please don't pay for an ESPN Insider. Please. Back sooner than you think.